Nigeria, a nation where football is not merely a sport, but a heartbeat. Where boys grow up chasing a ball through dust and sunlight. And where, every now and then, a prodigy emerges, one who looks destined to carry the dreams of millions onto the world stage. In 2009, during the FIFA U-17 World Cup hosted on home soil, Nigeria believed they had found the next great icon of world football. A teenager so gifted, so fearless, and so electrifying that fans christened him with a name reserved only for the gods of the modern era. Little Messi. His name was Stanley Okoro, born in Enugu, Nigeria, and standing just 1.71 meters tall. But height didn't matter, because the left foot told a different story. A story of brilliance. A story of promise. A story of a boy many believed was chosen. But beneath the applause, beneath the headlines, beneath the whirlwind rise, there was something else. A premonition. A small, uncomfortable whisper that not all was as it seemed. This is not just a sports story. It is a forensic journey into how a young superstar's entire career was built on unstable foundations, and how medical science in Europe would collapse it in a matter of months. Stanley Okoro began his journey in the way many Nigerian talents do, humbly. He started off at National Grammar School in Enugu, then River Lane FC in the same city. A dream carried in worn-out boots and relentless determination. By February 2008, he signed for Heartland FC of Owerri, a club whom he sparingly played for. Because 2009 was waiting, the FIFA U-17 World Cup. The biggest stage a boy could ask for. Okoro was registered with the birth date the 8th of December, 1992, officially making him 16 years old going into the tournament. And on that stage, he exploded. He scored 3 crucial goals, a penalty against Germany, a clinical finish against New Zealand, and a stunning strike against Spain. He played in all 7 matches. In the finals against Switzerland, he started and dazzled millions of spectators. That tournament made him a national hero, a prodigy, and a global sensation. Clubs across the world took notice. The media had a nickname ready, Little Messi. To protect the sport from age fraud, FIFA uses MRI wrist scans, growth plates, fusion stages and bone maturity to check against age cheating that was plaguing age-grade competitions in an alarming rate. Coach John Obu proudly confirmed that Stanley Okoro passed this MRI test twice prior to the competition. So he was twice certified as a true under-17. But there is an uncomfortable truth about MRI age tests. They are not perfect. A slightly older player, 18 or even 19, can sometimes pass if their growth plates have not fully fused. The test is a doorway, but it is not a lock. Okoro passed. But as we will soon discover, that pass did not mean what everyone thought it did. After the tournament, Okoro rose even faster. So fast, in fact, that less than a year later, he was called up to the Nigerian senior team, where he made his debut against Madagascar. Sometimes meteoric rise is a sign of genius. But sometimes it's a sign that the player is not as young as he appears. On April 14, 2010, Stanley Okoro, officially turned 17, signs a 4-year contract with UD Almería in Spain. The move drew accolades from pundits. It was supposed to be the beginning of greatness. He was quickly placed into the youth setup, then moved to Almería B. A perfect development path. A 4-year project. The club believed they were molding a teenager into a La Liga star. But they were wrong. This is where the story takes its dramatic turn. According to insider accounts, Almería placed Okoro on a specialized nutritional plan, food for growth and development. This is normal for a teenage player. Clubs expect a 17-year-old's body to grow, to gain height, to develop muscle, to strengthen bones. But Okoro's results defied expectations. Instead of adolescent growth, the medical team noticed something else. An increased bone density, rapid fusion of growth plates and skeletal maturity inconsistent with a 17-year-old. His body was not responding like a teenager's. It was responding like an adult's. the European club performed a follow-up bone age tests, X-rays, MRI, and growth tracking. And the outcome told them one thing, that Stanley Okoro was biologically older than his documents claimed. The club shockingly realized that they had not signed a developing teenager, rather, they had signed a man. Almeria could not publicly accuse him of fraud, they could not tear up the contract without legal war. So instead, they quietly froze his career. No first-team opportunities, no promotions and no development resources. They placed him permanently in Almeria B, the third division, a holding cell. A football purgatory. For years. Wasted just like that. Between 2011 and 2015, Okoro made 50 appearances for Almeria B, scoring just 8 goals. For a player once called Little Messi, this was devastating. In 2013, the club tried one last experiment. They sent him on a loan to Cherno Morvana in Bulgaria. There, he had 19 matches under his belt, scored just 2 goals, and had no spark whatsoever. Cherno Mor didn't exercise the option by him, Almeria didn't promote him either. In 2014, the club briefly tested him with the first team for pre-season, only to send him back to the reserves within weeks. The verdict was final, he had to leave. And in 2015, they released him. After Europe closed its doors, Okoro returned home. He joined Abia Warriors in 2016, then Plateau United in 2017. He had 13 total appearances, 2 goals, and 2 CAF Champions League games. The numbers were as minimal as the impact. And then, just months later, he was released. He retired on July 1, 2017, when he was, officially, only 25. But if the Almeria findings were accurate, his biological age was likely close to 30, and his body simply could not keep up. Stanley Okoro's journey from being hailed as a Little Messi on the global stage of youth tournament to his abrupt professional retirement 8 years later is a powerful and sobering example of the damaging effects of age manipulation in international football transfers. The key turning point was the sophisticated medical and developmental protocols employed by UD Almeria, the specialized training and nutrition, the very resources intended to cultivate an adolescent talent, ironically served as the scientific mechanism that exposed the biological discrepancy. The discovery that Okoro's skeletal maturity was far advanced for his documented age immediately shifted him from a high-potential asset to a restricted, third-tier player. The club's decision to keep him in Almeria B for 4 years, minimizing exposure while managing the fraudulent contract, was the definitive consequence of this medical revelation. Okoro's experience confirms the tragic systemic failure within the Nigerian youth structure, which, as admitted by former FA officials, often utilizes overage players to secure short-term competitive glory. While this system generated the necessary hype for the European move, it set impossible developmental expectations for the player, guaranteeing his failure once subjected to European medical rigor. He paid the highest price. A career that promised La Liga glory was reduced to 4 years in the Spanish third division, followed by a fleeting return to the NPFL, culminating in retirement at a chronological age when he should have been entering his prime. His story remains a warning that age deception, though sometimes achieving initial competitive advantage, ultimately sabotages the longevity, market value, and potential of the individual athlete. Age fraud may create stars, but it destroys careers. This was the story of Stanley Okoro, the Little Messi who grew too fast.